Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm here with a very special announcement today, and that is that we have officially launched our Musician Pro plan here with Back on Stage. This is a new music business tool set for freelancers and solo artists. So this is your own personal digital workspace where you can track your income, view bookings, interact with any companies and bands that you're connected to inside Back on Stage. And it's for freelance musicians and solo artists who really want to gig more, generate more revenue, and keep track of all their bookings in one place. So this is super exciting. I'm just going to jump right in here, and we're going to do a deep dive and demo this for you. And I'm going to show you all the different features and benefits this is going to bring to your business and how this can really help you scale up in 2023. So if you head over to backonstageapp.com and head to our pricing page, you can see that this new plan here, Musician Pro, it's only $9.50 a month on our annual billing. Super affordable for you guys. What this is going to allow you to do, of course, is join existing bands that are in Back on Stage that have invited you to join them. You'll be able to accept their gig offers and get paid. You can track your income and expenses. You'll be able to automate gig invoices. So this happens when a band that you're working with inside Back on Stage pays you for a gig. Back on Stage will automatically generate an invoice on your behalf. Super handy. Of course, you can sync all your gigs to Google Calendar. You can view set lists from all the other bands you're involved with. And then the really unique things here is that you can access My Musician Space. I will show you exactly what that is in a sec, but that is essentially your own, like I said before, your own personal digital workspace where you can track your income, view all your bookings, interact with bands, deal with your clients, etc. So what makes this different from our free musician plan over here that you can see is that inside this plan, you can actually create your own bookings, and you'll be able to deal with your clients here. So you can send client invoices and contracts, emails, questionnaires, etc. So this is really kind of like your own bookkeeping software, payment processing, contracts and invoices all in one place. Makes it really easy for you to be a business without necessarily needing a business degree. So super handy features. All you have to do is click the 30-day free trial button to test this out and see if it's going to work for you. If you are already inside Back on Stage with another band, all you have to do is start using this within your account. So let's dive right over there and see what that looks like. So this is the Musician Pro dashboard. So if you already have a Back on Stage account, all you have to do is make sure you've clicked on your, this is our company selector drop down up here, and you want to select My Musician Space. So that takes you to your musician dashboard. And if you are on our pricing page just signing up for the first time, when you click this Start 30-day free trial button, after a few questions and some setup info, you will eventually land here as well. So what's cool about this dashboard? Well, first of all, this is the first time you're going to get to see all of your bookings with all your various music projects and gigs all in one place. So you can see here, these are a couple bookings I've added myself inside the system. And then this one here, it's got these brackets and demolition band. So this is for another band I work for. And this, of course, is a demonstration account, so that's not a real band name. Cool name, though. You can have it if you want it. So these are all the bookings I've got. If I want to filter my dashboard and see just bookings with specific bands or just the bookings I've created myself, I can isolate those like so and hit apply. So that makes it really easy for you to keep track of what's going on in your life. And then we've got some really handy quick links here, especially sort of the overdue contracts and overdue invoice buttons here. If I've got clients or bands that are still owing me money, those will come up in this report here so I know who I need to chase. And then of course we've got all our bookings in the next few days, in the past, etc. So it makes it really easy for you to see what's going on in your gig life. We've got tasks down here. So within bookings, I've created all these tasks for myself and I can check those off as I'm getting them done. Down here with emails, these are client emails that I have going on within the bookings I've created in my system. So not a whole lot going on there for me right now. And then this is the coolest part, tracking your income and expenses. I can see all of my overdue invoices. So these are clients or bands that still owe me money. Then of course I've got income that is actually on the book so far, and I can export this to a CSV at tax time if I need to submit this report to anybody. And down here, I've got client payments to confirm. So these are clients that I have within my musician space versus payouts to confirm, which are the bands that I'm working for within Back on Stage. So this band leader just sent me an e-transfer payment, and I still need to confirm that. So that's an overview of the dashboard and everything that you can do here. So major benefits to this obviously is that you can track your income really cleanly across all of your bookings, know exactly still like who owes you and who doesn't. These are all clickable, so you can see those reports and jump to those bookings right away. So you're never losing out on revenue because you just forgot to ask for it. Who knows? Maybe there's another pandemic sometime and you need to apply for some financial help from the government. If they want to see a record of all the bookings you had, this is now really easy to do that. So super handy features of the dashboard. So let's jump ahead now and create a booking. So when you're actually trying to invoice a client, or maybe you need a contract, that's all handled and connected directly to bookings within Back on Stage. So we're just going to hit this plus button up here and we're going to click on booking. All you really need to do to create a new booking is choose a date, give it a title, an NYE event, let's just say. I've added a client in here already, but you can add as many as you need. And let's say this is still being negotiated, and I want to automatically change this gig status to confirmed once the client signs the contract. So I'll check that off. That's all the information I need to create a booking. I could hit save and close and I would be done, but I'm actually just going to do a little more here. I'm going to add a venue here. I'm going to call this the Fairmont Hotel over there. And my performance. So within this system now, what we're doing here is down in schedule and services, we are adding a service here. I'm going to call this a 2-hour performance. I don't need to fill in the times right now, but what this is going to do is tell my invoice, the generator that we have built into Back on Stage here, what I'm charging the client for. And this will also be able to add it to my contract as well, which is going to save me a lot of time. So that's pretty cool. I'm just going to add that on there, save and close. So we've created the booking. The booking is now here in my calendar. You can see that right there. And this will have automatically synchronized to my Google Calendar as well if I have that set up. And all I need to do that is click on my profile icon. I've already subscribed to it here, so I've only got an unsubscribe option, but if you're new, this will say subscribe to my Back on Stage calendar, and that will prompt you into the Google Calendar workflow that gets you all set up there. So that's a lot of work out of the way already. I need to invoice this client now. So all I'm going to do is open up that invoice generator, and you can see here that everything's populated for me already. That is pretty sweet. I don't even have to do anything. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to save and close it, but I could have modified anything if I needed to. Now, automatically the workflow thinks I need a contract, so it's going to take me onto this contract stage. If you don't need a contract for a booking, no worries. Just hit cancel, and that's going to take you right back out of that workflow, and you can go ahead and send this invoice to the client as is. But I do need a contract for this, so I'm going to generate one here. We are going to get you set up with a default contract template in here. And now a short disclaimer, obviously this is not legal advice. We would definitely advise you to consult a real lawyer before actually using this contract, but this is a demonstration to show you how this whole system kind of works. So I will tell you straight up, it used to take me about 40 minutes per booking to generate my contract and invoice for a client, and then more time if there needed to be revisions because I messed something up. So I mean, do the math. If you're gigging even just once a week, we're talking about, 160 minutes a month of your time just wasted doing these contracts and invoices. We are, I don't even know, just a few minutes. We're 10 minutes into this live stream. I've already pretty much done this whole process. So, and I'm explaining as I'm going, but I want to show you these tokens here. So tokens are placeholders that use the existing booking details we've got to pre-fill this contract template for you, so you don't really have to touch anything. So I'm going to zoom in here and show you this is what a token looks like. Client first name. We've got another one here for client last name. So basically this whole contract has grabbed our booking details. All I need to do is say, I want the client to sign this. I'm going to put my signature on there. And then voila, if I hit preview, it's going to generate this contract for me. Give it a sec to think about that. And if I zoom in here, here's that purchaser thing we just looked at. It is now filled in the client first name and last name for me, as well as all the rest of their booking information, details. The rest of it's all done. So I really didn't have to lift a finger to do that contract. All I need to do is hit save and close. We are good to go. And then all I would need to do is send contract and invoice to the client right there. That lets me draft an email and send them a link to their client portal, which is what I'm going to show you next. So we like to talk about generating revenue with Back on Stage a lot because that is what allows you to keep your music business going. The point of being in business is to make money. So we let you do that really nice and easy. If I open up the booking page now, which is what we're looking at here, and I come down to client and I hit client portal, this client portal is what the client will see when you send them their contract and invoice. So you can see the contract is nicely embedded at the top here. All they have to do is sign here with their mouse or upload their signature. And then when they scroll down here, they'll see the invoice. Now we have a super handy PayPal integration, which lets you collect online payments via credit card. Now, of course, there are fees associated with that. It's just the same as Square or Stripe or anything. You're never going to get around fees if you're wanting to process credit cards. However, the big bonus to our system is that we let your clients tip you right here. If you are in North America, this is a big deal. Tipping is part of our culture out here. And what we've discovered through our studies here is that if you let your clients pay you with a credit card, they're 8 times more likely to give you a tip. And that tip amount's usually somewhere around 10%. Sometimes if it's just a solo act that you're doing, it may be a little more generous. But that will definitely not only cover the cost of whatever payment processing fees you're going to encounter, but of course it makes you free money that you didn't have to work for. So that's an extra $50 on this gig, which is pretty awesome. They can pay for that right there through here, and you receive that money in your PayPal account right away. So that is the client portal, super handy, really easy to generate revenue for you that way. Of course, within the booking page here, you can send emails to your client. Whenever they reply to those emails, they'll be directed right back here to the booking page. So nothing's going to get lost in your Gmail inbox. Again, you're not going to have to try to track things down. They all show up here in one nice, easy place. And of course, you receive a notification when those come in, so you know your clients have emailed you. You've got a tasks section here, so you can add, like I showed you on the dashboard before, any tasks that you need to accomplish for this booking can be added in here. We've got some pretty cool templating functions as well, so that you can add tasks in entire groups of tasks. I don't have any set up here right now, but that can save you a lot of time if you've got a general sequence of tasks that you would do for any typical booking. Perhaps, sending your invoice by a certain date, maybe asking them for a review on Google after the booking. You can set all that stuff up and have those set up with relative due dates, so that each time you apply this task template to a new booking, all those due dates are calculated for you automatically, saving you a ton of time and making sure you never miss important things. And then lastly, over here, we've got our financial rundown. So this will show us, we can log any expenses in here. Any income that we receive from the client automatically shows up in here as well. So you can get a really nice little profit and loss statement from each booking. You've also got an option here to store any other information you need optionally, maybe like attire, meal details, backline, parking, etc. if you need to remember that sort of stuff around this event. Awesome. So that is how to create a booking, generate invoices and contracts, and save a ton of time in doing so. Of course, tracking income is super important. And as we see now that we've got that invoice logged in the system, we've got that will show up down here. I think my fiscal year is set differently here. So let's see if we can see. There it is, that invoice I just created. Here we are. So super easy to track all of your income in this one place. So let's take a look at leads now, because this is how we're actually going to generate bookings within Back on Stage. So leads are how we get clients or potential clients or prospects into the system. And we've got a couple different ways of doing that. Obviously, you can just click the new lead button and enter the details manually. But the really cool thing that we offer as well is the lead form. So this is essentially this kind of like a Google form. It's a living web page that you can embed on your website if you've got one, or you can just send this link to your clients. Super handy to sort of include that in like a Facebook auto reply or an Instagram auto reply message if someone messages you about a booking. That can just pop up right away. Hey, thanks for the message. If you're interested in booking me, please fill in this form and I'll get back to you. That just helps speed along the process and make things really efficient. People love that. So here you can select all the fields that are included on your form. And then once this is live, I'll just show you what this looks like. It's just a basic form. They would fill in this information with their name and event details. So again, you can embed this on your website if you want to, or just send them the link to the actual page here. So once their information is in the system, a couple of things can happen. The first is we can trigger automatic follow-up emails. So the lead process inside Back on Stage is really designed to kind of weed out all the garbage inquiries that you might get and help you remember to keep following up with the ones that you really need to keep following up with. So sometimes people reach out, they were interested in an event that's several months to a year away. Maybe it's not super urgent for them yet, but you kind of want to get that process, get that booking locked in. So it helps to follow up with that client. Sometimes you need 5 to 10 even emails before they'll even respond to you. So this process will basically do all of that for you. You can see I've set up my first email in the sequence, which is just thanks for your booking inquiry. Got a little message here. And this is going to be sent 5 minutes after they've submitted that form. So again, the point of this whole system is just to get that conversation going. Once it's going, then we can convert this lead into a booking and take them through the contract and invoice process if we need to. And of course, you can add more emails here as you need. And if you want some inspiration on what those emails could say, click on this Get Help button. We've got a great article on capturing leads and converting them to bookings that can help you out and get you set up with some good email templates. So that is the lead entry process. Once leads are actually in the system, they're going to show up here on your leads page. And when leads require action, so if this lead is starting to get a little stale because we haven't communicated with them in a few days, they're going to pop up into this require action section. So this is kind of the leads that need you to do something. They're rising to the top of the pile for you, making it really easy for you to figure out what it is you actually need to do today. For example, this lead, I can see I've sent them 3 emails. They haven't replied at all. So I've got some options here. If I maybe just spoke to this guy on the phone and he needs some more time, I could snooze this, just pick another date for it to pop back at me later, or I can send him an email right away, archive it, or delete it. So if I open up this booking, for example, I can see my email chain that I've had here with him. I can see that he hasn't responded yet. I can send him a new email if I want to. I can make notes to myself over here. And once this booking is ready to go, so if this person responds and says, yes, I would like a quote, I would like an invoice, all I have to do is hit this create booking button. And that is going to turn this into a booking now. So it will no longer be in our leads section, but it's now going to move up into bookings. And from there, we can generate a contract, an invoice, and send that off for the person to review. So really this lead stage, like I said before, is just about getting the conversation going, letting the cream kind of rise to the top, and picking out those clients rather that are actually serious about booking you, and not having you waste all your time chasing around the ones that aren't. So those automated follow-up sequences are really going to help with that. And of course, all this the automations around leads kind of rising to the top as they need your attention. So the way this is working actually is whenever an email is sent to any one of these leads, they have a next contact date here. You can see right down there. And that is going to automatically set itself to 3 days from that last contact date or the last time you sent that email. So if you've got automated follow-up email sequences going on, if the system automatically sends out an email, it's going to notice, okay, we just sent some kind of contact to that person, so this date is going to set itself to 3 days from today. If you went in here and manually posted an email, again, that would set itself to 3 days from today. So it's constantly reminding you basically every 3 days to follow up with that lead or do something with that lead. And like I said before, if maybe you get to the point where you've sent 7 or 8 emails and they still haven't responded, maybe at that point you consider that lead to be dead and you can either archive it or delete it. So that helps you process your leads really quickly and efficiently, convert the ones into bookings that are really actually going to be important for your business, and let the other ones just kind of fall away. So that is how we're kind of getting people into the system, helping you to generate revenue, get more bookings, and gig more. We've looked at our booking system, contracts and invoices. We've looked at the lead system. And these are kind of the main ingredients to your success within the Back on Stage My Musician Space system. So again, right in there, My Musician Space, if you are already a Back on Stage member. And if you are not, head over to backonstageapp.com, hit our pricing page, scroll down to the Musician Pro option here and try out that 30-day free trial. I guarantee you, you are going to love it. If you are a freelance or solo artist musician, this is something that is really going to help you take your business to the next level in 2023. We also have a really awesome Facebook group that you can join and chat with band leaders and musicians from all around the world as to what is working in their businesses and help us build a better product for you. At Back on Stage, really our mission is to bring more live music to the world by enabling all of you guys to kind of bring your talents back to the stage a lot more. We know that way too many musicians waste way too many hours trying to chase money around, trying to get paid, dealing with contracts, dealing with invoices, trying to remember to email their clients. And that is something we're trying to solve with this software. So we think the world is a happier place when it's experiencing more live music. You just don't feel like going to war or getting into fights if you're in a really happy place in your life. And live music, we think, can really help with that. So please let us help you bring more of your talents to the world and make 2023 a happier and better year for this whole planet, because that is really something we're needing right now. So thank you so much for joining me here today on our live stream. And do check us out, backonstageapp.com. Check us out for the Musician Pro plan. If you've got any questions, you can hit us up in our chat. We are live right down here quite frequently, almost all the time. Post a chat message if you'd like to chat with us, and we're happy to answer your questions about this. All right, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful day. Happy holidays, and we'll see you very soon.